don't forget to subscribe. In this video, we will be covering topics such as why do we eat food? Why do we eat different varieties of food? Components of food such as nutrients, dietary fiber and water. Different types of nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Balanced diet and deficiency diseases. Hey, I am Ria and I have many questions to ask. My mother always asks me to eat my breakfast, lunch and dinner properly. So I daily eat my food and always finish my tiffin in the school. But tell me one thing, why do we eat food? What will happen if I don't eat food? Do our body needs it? So let's answer Ria's question. Ria, just as petrol or diesel is fuel for our car, in the same way, food is fuel for our body. Food provides us energy and is necessary for our survival. Ria is now wondering, sometimes I eat aloo paratha with curd, sometimes I eat dal chawal and sabzi roti. Mom always asks me to have milk, variety of fresh fruits and green vegetables, eggs, fish, etc. Why do we eat so much variety of food? Can't I eat foods only which I like? Do our body needs different kinds of food for some special purpose? So Ria, let's understand it this way. We know that food is made up of one or more ingredients and these ingredients contain nutrients, roughage or dietary fiber and water. Nutrients are further classified into carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. And our body needs these different nutrients, dietary fiber and water for its proper functioning. Single food item does not contain all these nutrients, so we eat a variety of foods to get all the nutrients. I hope Ria, you got your answer. Now we know that nutrients, dietary fiber and water are different components of food. We will now study about each of these components separately. First, we will study about nutrients, then we will study about dietary fiber and then we'll study about water. So let's first study about nutrients. Nutrients are substances in our food that are needed by our body for its growth, maintenance, repair and to function properly. We already know that there are 5 main types of nutrients. Carbohydrates and fats gives us energy. Thus, food containing carbohydrates and fat are called energy-giving foods. Proteins are needed for growth and repair of the body. Thus, food containing proteins are called bodybuilding foods. Foods containing vitamins and minerals are called protective foods as vitamins and minerals protects us from diseases. Now let's study about each of the nutrients separately. Carbohydrates. Main function of carbohydrates is to provide energy. With this energy, we perform our daily activities such as walking, reading, playing, sleeping, breathing, etc. Some of the important sources of carbohydrates are wheat, rice, bajra, maize, banana, mango, papaya, melon, potato, sweet potato, sugarcane, milk, cheese, ice cream and sugary sweets. Now, we will do a very simple test to check whether these food items really contain carbohydrates. Here we are taking bread and potato. What we have to do is, we have to take a small quantity of the food item to be tested. Then we have to put 2-3 drops of iodine solution on it and then observe the color of the food item. If the food item changes to blue-black color, it indicates the presence of carbohydrates. You just have to remember this line, food plus iodine solution if gives blue-black color, carbohydrates present. Isn't it easy? So let's now study about proteins. Proteins are called bodybuilding foods and they are needed for growth and repair of our body. Pulses such as moong, malka, chana, Beans such as soya bean and peas are plant sources of proteins, whereas milk, paneer, eggs, fish and meat are animal sources of proteins. The way we did test for carbohydrates, let's now do a test to check the presence of proteins. Here you have to take small quantity of the food item. Grind this food item and put it into a test tube. Then add 10 drops of water to the test tube and shake the test tube well. After this, add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution to the test tube and shake well. Observe the color of the mixture. Violet color indicates the presence of proteins in the food item. Here you have to remember this equation. Food item plus water plus 2 drops of copper sulfate solution plus 10 drops of caustic soda solution, if gives violet color, it indicates the presence of protein. Let's now study about fats. Fats also provides us energy. In fact, they gives us more energy as compared to carbohydrates. Some of the plant sources of fats are nuts such as almonds, cashew nut and groundnut, and oils such as coconut oil, mustard oil, sunflower oil and soybean oil. Some of the animal sources are milk, cream, ghee, butter, eggs, fish, meat, etc. Now let's study test for fats. Take a small quantity of the food item to be tested and rub this food on a piece of paper. Then dry the paper by keeping it in sunlight for some time and observe the paper. If you observe an oily patch on the paper like this, it indicates the presence of fat. No oily patch means no fat. We will now study about vitamins. Vitamins are needed by body in small quantities. They protect us from diseases and helps to keep our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. There are two main types of vitamins, water-soluble vitamins such as vitamin B and C and fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamin A, D, E and K. Now we'll study about some of the important vitamins, their functions and sources. Vitamin A keeps our eyes and skin healthy, and some of the important sources are mango, pumpkin, carrot, milk and fish oil. Vitamin B is essential for various functions of our body, and some of the important sources are wheat, rice, fruits, eggs, fish and nuts. Vitamin C fights against many diseases, and some of the sources are amla, guava, orange, lemon and tomato. Vitamin D helps our body to use calcium for bones and teeth, and some of the sources are eggs, milk, butter, fish and sunlight. Yes, our body can prepare vitamin D in the presence of sunlight. Let's now study about minerals. Minerals are also needed by our body in small amounts. They are essential for proper growth and to maintain a good health. For example, we get calcium from eggs and milk. We get iron from apple, green leafy vegetables such as palak, fish and raisins, yani kishmish. We get iodine from iodized salt, fish, palak and ginger, means adrak. We get phosphorus from rice, milk, banana, chilies. So, do you remember that nutrients, dietary fiber and water are different components of food? Till now, we have studied about nutrients. We will now study about dietary fiber and water. Dietary fibers helps us in digestion of foods, and whole grains and pulses, vegetables such as potatoes, spinach, radish, carrot, lady's finger, and fresh fruits are some of the sources of dietary fibers. Let's now study about water. Water helps our body to absorb nutrients from our food. It also helps in throwing out some wastage from the body as urine and sweat. We get water from liquids we drink such as water, milk and tea, from cooked foods such as dal, and fresh fruits and vegetables. Now we'll study about balanced diet. A balanced diet is a diet that contains proper proportions of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, roughage, and water, which is necessary to maintain a good health. It includes cereals and pulses, fruits and vegetables, meat, poultry, and dairy products. For having a balanced diet, you should eat more of grains and cereals and fruits and vegetables, and less of fats, oil, sugars, and salt. Now it's time to find out, are you taking a balanced diet? Remember, junk food or unhealthy diet will make you fat, lazy. You will suffer from diseases such as diabetes and heart problem, and thus you will become sad and unhappy. Whereas a balanced diet will make you feel healthy, full of energy. You will have a good memory, happy mood always, and thus you will become student of the year. Some points you need to keep in mind while making food. Food must be cooked properly because some nutrients get destroyed in the process of cooking and preparations. For example, vitamin C gets easily destroyed while cooking. So, do not wash fruits or vegetables after cutting or peeling them. Do not wash rice and pulses many times before cooking. Do not throw excess water of our cooked food, for example, a dal. Do not overcook and do not heat food again and again. Riya is now thinking, what will happen if I don't eat variety of foods? The answer is deficiency diseases. Lack of one or more nutrient over a long period of time leads to deficiency diseases. For example, if your diet is deficient in protein, you may suffer from stunted growth, that is short height, swelling of face, discoloration of hair, that is white hair, skin diseases and diarrhea. And if your diet is deficient in both protein and carbohydrates, your growth may completely stop. You'll become very lean and thin and may not be able to walk properly. Now we will see some of the important deficiency disorders due to deficiency of different vitamins. For example, vitamin A deficiency leads to poor vision and night blindness. Whereas vitamin B1 deficiency leads to beriberi. You suffer from weak muscles and have very little energy to work. Vitamin C deficiency causes scurvy. It leads to bleeding gums and wounds take longer to heal. Vitamin D deficiency causes rickets, which leads to soft and bent bones like this. Calcium deficiency causes bone and tooth decay. Iodine deficiency causes goiter, that is, glands in the neck appear swollen. It also leads to mental disability in the children. Iron deficiency leads to anemia. You always feel weak and tired. So, it's very important to take balanced diet to prevent deficiency diseases. With this, we completed second chapter.
Introduction. Hi friends, have you ever thought why do we eat food? Yes, of course, because they are delicious and are the source of energy. In this module, we are going to study about different food items that we eat. Objectives. Dear friends, at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to list nutrients and detect carbohydrate, proteins, and fats in the food items. You will also be able to describe different vitamins with their roles and discuss the importance of minerals in the body. In addition to this, you will also be able to explain the importance of dietary fibers and water in the body, explain the importance of balanced diet, and define deficiency diseases. Friends, we get excited when our mother cooks delicious food for us like dal, roti, sambar, idli, rice, etc. You might have noticed that after having food, we feel energetic and can perform various activities. Do you know the reason behind this? Food is actually a source of energy and body-building material that we need to move on, keep ourselves warm, and to develop or sustain and improve our health. Thus, food acts like a fuel to our body, and we cannot survive for long without it. Now, a question may arise that how do we get energy by eating food, and why food is known as fuel for our body? Friends, food has 5 basic components in it. These are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. All these components together are called as nutrients. A body digests food and absorbs these nutrients to provide energy. Some nutrients help us fight against diseases. Do you know this fact that each food item contains all nutrients in different amount, and each nutrient plays a different role in the body? Let us know about these nutrients one by one in detail. First, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates form an essential structural component of living cells. They are the main source of energy for animals. Carbohydrates include sugars, starch, fiber, etc. They are mainly found in wheat, rice, potatoes, corn, and maize. You might have noticed that some children who do not drink milk become weak and are underdeveloped because milk contains required proteins for our growth. Meat, fishes, eggs, pulses, cheese, and soybean are some other important sources of proteins in our diet. The major role of proteins is building and repairing of damaged tissues. Along with carbohydrates, they are also a source of energy. I know that you all love pizza, burger, cheese, etc., but your parents do not allow you to eat them regularly because such foods contain large amounts of fat. Fats supply us with energy. If we don't use up this energy, our bodies build up a store for future use as in form of body fat. This is the reason why people eating much oily food become obese. Ghee, oil, butter, cheese, and milk are some main sources of fats. Friends, when you get ill and go to the doctor, then he advises you to take some fruits with light food because many of our body processes require vitamins present in fruits and vegetables. They are required in very small amount. Here is a list of vitamins, their sources, and their roles. You might have seen many advertisements of mineral-rich food items. Now let's know why they are so important. Actually, plants need minerals for growth. Besides this, a body also requires minerals in small quantities for all the chemical processes. Potassium, calcium, iron, etc. are some common examples of these minerals. Let us know more about the sources and the role of these minerals using the next table. Dear friends, do you know that besides nutrients, dietary fiber also play an important role in our body? They are usually known as roughage. You need to know that roughage does not provide any nutrition to our body, but adds bulk. They are found only in plants, pulses, potato, fresh fruits and vegetables as the main sources of roughage. This helps our body to get rid of the undigested food. Now let us know about water, which is also an important constituent of our food. Our body gets most of the water in the form of liquid. In addition, we also add water while cooking the food. Water helps our body to absorb nutrients from the food. It is also helpful in throwing out some wastes from body as urine and sweat. As we know that all kinds of foods do not contain all the components. Our meals should have a balance of the different nutrients that our body needs for growing and maintaining good health. Such a diet is called a balanced diet. In other words, we can say that a balanced diet includes all the nutrients that our body requires in proper quantities. So we should accept the fact that having a balanced diet is the best way to live a healthy life. Friends, after knowing about the balanced diet, we should also know that if we don't take proper diet, then what will be the problems? I hope that you might have heard about deficiency diseases. These are the diseases that occur due to lack of nutrients over a long period and hence called deficiency diseases. Here is a list of some of the deficiency diseases and their symptoms. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are the major nutrients in our food. In addition, food also contains dietary fibers and water. Carbohydrates and fats mainly provide energy to our body. Proteins and minerals are required for the growth and the maintenance of our body. Vitamins help us in protecting our body against diseases. Balanced diet provides all the nutrients that our body needs in right quantities along with adequate amount of roughage and water. Deficiency in one or more nutrients in our food for a long time may cause certain diseases or disorders. These are called deficiency diseases.